Well, hi, Route 66 partners, as we're traveling down this road together, the road of the Bible, 66 books in the Bible. We're in Ezekiel, and we've got just a few chapters in Ezekiel to read. Ezekiel has been, he's in captivity. I mean, he's in the part, that 70 years where Babylon comes in, and before they come back to Jerusalem, he's in that, and he's prophesying and challenging them, encouraging them, but also warning them and telling them what's going on. So let's kind of hit it really quick here. Ezekiel chapter 5, he does something kind of unique. He cuts his hair and he divides it into thirds. He cuts his hair, puts it into three piles. One pile is burned, one pile is struck with a sword, and one pile is scattered around. And it symbolizes the fate of Jerusalem. Some of the city's going to be burned. Some people are going to be killed with a sword. Some people are going to be scattered. So he kind of symbolizes that by the cutting of his hair. In chapter 6, the judgment on the mountains of Israel, God condemns their idolatry on the high places. They would go to the high place of a mountain, and that's where they would worship their false gods. The altars will be demolished, Ezekiel tells them, but a remnant will survive. The remnant of the people will survive to remember the Lord. In chapter 7, the end has come. It's a vivid declaration that disaster is coming. Your wealth will be useless. God's wrath is going to come in, and the end is near for Jerusalem. Chapter 8, Ezekiel sees some shocking idolatry inside the temple, inside this place that's supposed to be for worship, and some things were going on that shouldn't be going on. There were images there, elders, the leaders of Israel worshiping idols, women weeping over a false god, false goddesses, and men bowing to the sun. Even their leaders were doing the wrong things. So obviously, if the leaders were doing the wrong things, people were doing the wrong things. In chapter 6, it's a vision of God's judgment. Angels know who's faithful, they know who's not, and who's turned away, and they're going to go after those and judge those who are turned away from God. Judgment begins at God's house, the temple itself. So just some applications that we can pull from this reading that we're doing here. One thing I think that you can kind of see, and we know, sin corrupts from the inside out. It starts inside. It's hidden. We're ashamed of it. But then as it begins to grow, it gets bigger and bigger. Idolatry was even in God's temple. And so that kind of warns us we need to guard our own hearts. Be careful of what's on the inside. You might look holy on the outside, but God sees the heart. Make sure your heart is right with God. A second lesson, God is holy and just. The Bible is a true revelation of God. God is holy and just. He will judge wickedness even when it's with his own people. It reminds us that holiness matters at home, at church, in our worship, and everywhere. You can't blame the unsaved world for living unsaved when we, as saved, supposedly holy people, aren't living right either. So God is holy and just. A third lesson, faithfulness matters, even if it's a few. It almost seems throughout the Bible when you read it that those that are doing the right thing and those that are faithful of God are always, almost always, in the minority. Holiness is never, for some reason, never a majority of what people want. And so God knows who is faithful, even if it's a few, and those who are faithful to him, he will be faithful to them. So enjoy your reading today. It's challenging when we get through Ezekiel, but you find some little